Hey guys, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to review lessons 5.5 and 5.6 on simple interest and percent change. This is going to help you get ready for the quiz that you're going to be taking. So going through simple interest first. Just remember simple interest is collected on loans or investments. So it's either going to be where you're going to be earning money or you're going to be paying additional money. So this right here is your simple interest formula. I is equal to PRT, where the I is the amount of interest. So that's either what you're paying or what you are earning. Your P, which is the principal amount, is also the original amount. So whether it's the original amount you're investing or it's an original amount of the loan that you're taking out. Then you have R, which is your interest rate. When you are given problems, they give it to you as a percentage. You need to make sure that you convert it to a decimal. So, and just as a refresher, that means you move your decimal point 2 spaces to the left. Okay, so make sure you do that. And then finally, you have time, so T for time. Another thing to remember is it always needs to be written in years. So if they give it to you in terms of months, you need to go through and convert it to the years. And just remember, guys, there's 12 months in a year. Okay, so for those of you that don't remember that, there's 12 months in a year. All right, so now we're going to look to go through some examples on simple interest. So looking at the first one, Paige borrows $6,000 to buy a car at 18.5% and plans to pay back the loan in 5 years. What is the amount of interest Paige will be paying? So if you want to pause the video and try the problem on your own, please do so, but I am going to walk you guys through it, just going over the important parts. So as always, underline the key pieces here. So you know Paige is borrowing $6,000. You're given a percentage, so that's going to be your rate, and then she's got to pay it back in 5 years. So there's your time. So like what we were doing before, I'm going to go off to the side. I is equal to, P is equal to, R is equal to, and T is equal to. Just identifying those parts. So if she's borrowing $6,000, that's the original part. So that's going to be your principal. Your rate is 18.5%. But remember, you got to convert that to a decimal, so 2 spaces. So really now that's 0.185, and then time is 5 years. So filling in the formula, I is equal to PRT. I is what you don't know, so that's what you're solving for. Your principal is $6,000. Your rate is the 0.185, and then time is 5. And once again, guys, you can put that into your calculator and multiply. So if you take 6,000 times 0.185 times 5, you get 5,550. So then just answering the question, what is the amount of interest Paige will be paying? So Paige will pay $5,550 in interest. Add that in there. Okay? So, there you have it. I have 2 more examples for us to go through. Another one where we're solving for interest, but another one where we're going to solve for one of the other variables. So, like again, you can pause the video and try them on your own and then look at the work. So, going to the next one. So to save money, Evan invested $2,500 for 36 months at 3.5%. What was the total amount of money he saved during this time period? So he's investing $2,500, 36 months, but simple interest formula needs years. So in order to do that, you're going to have to convert it. Well, I know right off the bat, there's 12 months in a year. So 36 divided by 12 will give us 3 years. You have your 3.5%, which is going to be your rate. Now, I'm going to highlight this last part. What was the total amount of money he saved. Okay, because I'm going to have to do one additional step with this word total here. So, I equals, I don't know that. All right, and then P is equal to 2,500. R is equal to 0.035. And time is equal to 3. I equals PRT for a formula. I don't know. P is 2,500. R is 0.035. Time is 3. Doing the multiplication now, you should get 262.5. But that's just your amount of interest. I need this word total here. So remember, total is when you take your principal amount and you add it to that interest amount. Okay, because you're trying to figure out how much he's actually saving during this time period. So he had his original amount of $2,500 that he invested. He gained $262.50 with investing it with the 3.5%. So then when you add those two together, you get $2,762.50. So that means Evan saved $2,762.50. Okay, so always pay attention when it's saying total to make sure that you do add the two together. All right, one last example. How long does Samira need to invest $4,000 at 3.33% to earn $800 of interest money? So it says how long. So that's telling me I'm going to need time to solve for now. So she's investing $4,000. We have a rate of 3.33%. She's earning $800 in interest. So I is equal to that amount she earned, which is $800. Her principal is the original investment of $4,000. Her rate that she's investing at is 3.33, so move it 2 spaces and you get 0.0333. Time is what we're trying to figure out for her. We're trying to figure out how long she needs to do this for. So writing the formula, my investment of $800, the principal, so the amount she originally started with is $4,000, my rate, and then time is what I don't know. So we're going to first multiply these two numbers together in our calculator. And then I'm going to copy down 800 because when I multiply those two together, I get 133.2, and you still have your variable t. Now this is simply just a one-step equation, so you need to get t by itself. So it's attached with multiplication, so you got to do division. So if you take 800 and you divide by 133.2, you get t to be about, and it's 6 point, and it goes 006, but time is in years, so you want to make sure that you round this to the closest year. So really, that's just going to be t is about 6. So it will take Samira 6 years. Okay? All right, so that's simple interest. If you have any further questions, please reach out to me. Remember, I do have office hours on Friday from 10 to 10:30. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to go into percent change. So percent change is typically described as a percent increase or a percent decrease. The formula that is given to you guys is the percent change is equal to amount of change over the original amount. However, I came up with this nice, easy one for you guys that helps you guys. So you take the new amount minus the old amount over the old amount, okay? Whether that's the price or what you're investing or anything like that. And that's the one that we're going to be using. It just puts it in simpler terms for you guys. So going through some examples now. Last week, Ms. Hawes walked an average of 6.46 miles per day. In an effort to increase her cardio activity, Ms. Hawes walked an average of 8.3 miles this week. What is the percent change of Ms. Hawes' walks? Identify if it's an increase or decrease. Round to the nearest tenth of a percent when needed. And yes, I did walk this much. So, underlining the parts. So you have 6.46. So that says last week. So that tells me that this one's going to be your old. And then she's walked 8.3 this week. So that tells me this is going to be new. So writing the formula. So you have percent change is equal to new minus old all over old. Right? And filling in now. So the new is 8.3 minus 6.46 all over the old, which was 6.46. So now you have to simplify this. Remember, guys, you have to simplify this top part first before you can do any of the division. Remember, you got to follow PEMDAS or GEMS, whichever one you use. So let's simplify the top. All right, so when I simplify the top, I get 1.84 all over my denominator still, 6.46. Now I can do the division here. And when I divide that in my calculator, I'm going to just bring the answer down to here. That gives me 0.2848. All right, I need to convert it now to a percentage, okay? Because I'm trying to find percent change. So remember, you need to move the decimal place 2 spaces to the right. So I go 1, 2, and my decimal goes here. Now, there's this round to the nearest tenth of a percent. So really, this written as a percentage is 28.48%. I need it to the nearest tenth. So looking at the 8, it's going to take my 4 and it's going to give it a shove. So this is 28.5%. Now, I need to identify if it's an increase or decrease. So remember, since it's a positive value, it's going to be increase. If it was a negative value, it would be considered a decrease. So this would be a 28.5% increase. So that means walking this week, I've increased my cardio by 28.5%. All right, that's pretty good. Now, let's try another problem. All right, in the last few months, the price of gas changed from $2.56 per gallon to $2.05 per gallon. Calculate the percent change. Identify if it's an increase or decrease. Round to the nearest tenth of a percent when needed. So, highlighting the important parts. So, it went from $2.56 to $2.05. And these are current calculations of the price of gas right now. So I need to identify if it's an increase or decrease. Well, to do so, I have to first figure out what the percent change is. So remember, to find percent change, you have to take your new price minus the old price, all divided by the old. Now, if it's going from $2.56 to $2.05, that means the $2.05 is the new price. Subtracting it from the $2.56 all over $2.56. And then using our calculator, we're going to do some calculations. So now, simplifying this, you have negative 0.51 over 2.56. Again, using our calculator, you now get negative 0.1992. Okay, so now you have this negative sign. Automatically with the negative, it should tell you if it's going to be increase or decrease. Well, negative tells me going down, so that means decrease. So I'm just going to write that up at the top for myself. Now I need to convert to a percentage, so move it 2 spaces, so 1, 2. So now this becomes negative 19.92. Again, you have to round to the nearest tenth, so changing that 9 if need be, and I don't. So this is just 19.9%, and it's going to be a decrease. So in the last few months, gas has dropped 19.9%. It's pretty good. All right, one last problem we're going to do. Mr. Belford bought a car for $10,000. When he sold it, he got $3,000. Calculate the percent change. Identify if it's an increase or decrease. Round to the nearest tenth of a percent when needed. So he bought a car for $10,000, sold it for $3,000. Calculate the percent change. Okay, so thinking about it, when you're buying a car, the first price you pay, and then when you sell it, the first price you pay is now considered the old, because that's what the old amount or the old value of the car was. And then the $3,000 would be your new. So percent change is equal to new, so 3,000 minus the old, which is 10,000, all over old of 10,000. All right, use your calculators now to simplify this. So now this is going to become negative 7,000 over 10,000. Again, use your calculator. And you get negative 7/10. Converting that to a percentage. So really, if you need to put another 0 there, you can. So 1, 2. You get negative 70%. Negative tells me decrease, so this is 70% decrease. So from the time Mr. Belford bought his car to the time he sold it, he had a 70% decrease in the value of the car. All right, so that's a nice little recap on simple interest and percent change. Please make sure to complete the other review assignment that I have posted for you on Schoology, and then take your quiz for today.